All right, hey, tell us a little bit about you guys. Who are you, and what are you studying here at Northwestern?
Alright, so I'm Darrell Gist. I'm from San Diego, California. Wrestle at 184 pounds, and I'm studying elementary education with a minor in physical education.
I'm Dylan Costello. I'm a sophomore, 157. I'm studying psychology.
My name is Dylan Costello. I'm from San Diego, California. I'm the 141 pounder and I'm in the nursing program.
I'm Victor Garcia. I'm from San Diego, California, and I am a 285 pounder, and I'm doing criminal justice and translation and interpretation.
It was around between my sophomore and junior year in high school where there was a couple people, being Brett Sanchez and Sergio Enlo, who they moved to San Diego. They were both from Central California, were related to Clovis High School, which is historically the #1 school in California. So they moved to San Diego and started training a bunch of kids. I was one of them. And then they came together. They got together at Mater Dei Catholic High School, and they started the club UTB, which stands for Unleash the Beast. And slowly started drawing more kids in. And
It's built to where it's at now. Now we have it's built. Now there's there's still Coach Brett, Coach Justin, Sergio, and UTB has been great.
I came after my sophomore year. My dad knew Sergio Enlo, and he introduced me to Brett, and that's when I started coming to UTB after my sophomore year season. So that's when I started going.
yeah, I was one of the first ones there. It was when we first started getting called UTB. It was me, my friend Christian, my friend Sean, and my friend Uriel. And me, Sean, and Christian are all wrestling in college now. Uriel's a junior in high school. He's a state qualifier in California. And then it just grew from there.
I came right after that. Actually, it's funny because I started my sophomore year, and this was when I first started wrestling. So I came up to Costello in line. I knew I had to wrestle him, and I came up to him all confident, and I was like, you want to make a bet? Winner gets the other guy's shoes. He just got brand new shoes, and then I got pinned. I sucked. He didn't do the bet, but after that I talked to Coach Sanchez and joined the club. I went into UTB and we started training, and eventually I knew, Dante and I knew each other just from local tournaments, and the same with Victor, but eventually once they joined the club, we all kind of were familiar with each other, but started getting more of a bond, grinding every day. So,
The first time I ever officially met Darrell though was at Ken Churchow camp up in La Jolla.
Camp together.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was fun. And I knew Dylan because we're rival high schools at one point.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I met Darrell because we're rivals too.
Yeah.
He was to Hillis. I went to Granite, and I met Dante at tournaments, off-season tournaments. And then I didn't talk to him as much back then. I just knew who he was, and that was about it.
When it came to my senior year of high school, I had all these plans in my head of what was going to happen. I was going to win state, and I was going to go to a D1 school and all that stuff, and then none of it happened. But there was a coach from a rival high school, and he just really cared about wrestling as a sport, and he cared about the kids who cared about wrestling. And there was a tournament, and I was warming up, and he called me over, and his name is Jerry. He asked me if I wanted to wrestle in college. I told him I did, and he asked me to give him his number and that he would call coaches for me. And so I gave him my number, and I didn't really hear from him. And then the season ended, and it didn't go how I wanted. And so I was pretty upset. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I knew I wanted to wrestle in college. I didn't know where to go. Didn't know what I was going to do. And then I get a call from Jerry saying that Rick Dahl from Northwestern College in Orange City is going to call you, and you should think about going there. It's a really good place. And then so I hung up with him, and I thought to myself, no coach is going to call me. I didn't even make the state. And then right as I said that, my phone rings, and it's Orange City, Iowa. So I talked to Coach Dahl, and it seemed really cool. So I came out on a visit, and I loved the campus, and I loved the team. And then I decided to come here because I really liked it.
Yeah, and that's what, well, after my senior year, I knew I wanted to wrestle in college, and I was talking to a lot of schools. I had no clue where I wanted to go, but you know, same thing. Coach Dahl called me, and he seemed like a really cool guy, so I came out here on a visit, and I love the school, love the team.
Yeah, after my senior year at state, didn't end how I wanted, and I was pretty upset throughout the day. And then I get a text from a random number. I'm like, who's this? And it was Coach Dahl from Northwestern saying, keep your head up, you did good. And I was just like, okay. I was just still bummed out, so I just ignored it kind of. And then finally talked to Coach Dahl on the phone and was excited to see me. I mean, I only knew about the school because of Dylan. Dylan came here, so that's the only reason I knew about it. And then when called Coach Dahl and talked, told me he wanted me out for a visit and stuff, so I ended up coming out here, liking the campus, loving the team. My decision here was very last minute. It was on the spot, just changed my mind and said I'm coming to Northwestern, and I'm really glad I did it because I'm really happy here.
I was looking after high school, it's the same thing, you know, I wanted to wrestle and I didn't know what I was going to do. So then I see on Instagram a post of Darrell saying he committed to Northwestern. So I'm like, I talked to him, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I was sending my highlight videos to coaches, and eventually I sent Coach Dahl my highlights, and he sent me an email about 2 days after. So I talked to him on the phone, and I came to a visit, and I love campus. I thought you were pretty cool.
My you know, attitude on the mat, keeping your composure, everything is just making me just a better wrestler overall, mentally, physically.
All the lessons that everybody like tries to tell you when you're in high school, like being responsible and just keeping up with your studies and controlling your diet, like all that stuff, like you hear it in high school, but you're not really like paying attention to it, because in the end, like somebody's gonna help you get through it because you're still a kid. But then you realize once you get here that there's no one there to help you. Like if you don't stick with your studies, that you're gonna fail. If you're not responsible with things, they're gonna fall through and people are gonna be disappointed in you. If you don't keep up your diet, then you're gonna be overweight and your coach isn't gonna feel sorry for you. He's gonna make you make the weight. There's no excuses. There's no shortcuts.
You know, for wrestling, my dad was always in the room with me, in the wrestling room, yelling at me and telling me, and you do this, this, and this, and I didn't really feel like I don't want to do this no more. Like he's just yelling at me. But coming here and with him pushing me and then coming here, you know, I kind of like picked it up on my own to work out and to keep going, because you know, to be successful in college wrestling, and you have to put the extra work in and do the extra mile, and you know, and I feel like that's what I've been doing, and you know, I've been doing really well, so I'm just keep it up.
And just like Rose said, you know, you don't have mom, you don't have dad. It's just you and yourself and your teammates, so you have to grow up, and like he said, you just see your laundry all the way up. It's like, oh boy, you have to do laundry now. So yeah, you know, it's big change. But then wrestling wise, I think I'm getting better. Wrestling with Randy Noel is pretty good. You know, he's one of the best guys in the nation, so I'm getting better right there too.